Hell no. We out here at JTX trying to get one of those baby.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Boosted Power TV. In today's video, we're going to be going over how to powder coat a set of calipers to perfection. Now, these calipers are going to be going gloss black with shocker yellow logos. Now, these are going to be all powder, no sticker left behind, and you're going to see how awesome they'll turn out towards the end. Now, this is a very complicated process. I'm going to be going over the steps on how to achieve these results. It always starts out with prep, right? You want to sandblast, strip, mask the calipers before you do any coating. So always strip down to metal. Then you're gonna clean up the threads as needed, just how I'm doing it right now in the video. This is gonna ensure that when you're rebuilding the calipers, everything goes back together smoothly how it should. And then once you're done cleaning the threads and pistons, how I'm doing it here in this clip, you're gonna move into the masking procedure. The masking procedure is gonna require you to mask any mating surfaces, any areas where the pistons go, any areas where the brake pads may slide. That's very crucial to a proper coating, because you don't want to coat a set of calipers and they don't go back together smoothly, or you throw them, the customer throws them on the car and the brake pads are stuck. So here I'm blowing off the threads. Make sure that the holes are really dry. You don't want no moisture trap in there when you mask them. That could cause the tape to lift up. Now on these calipers, these are Brembo calipers for a CA Corvette, but this process applies to maybe 90% of all calipers. Some are single piece, so it means they'll require a little bit less masking. On these, on the fronts, they split in half, the rears are one piece, and you'll see that in the video. Now I'm moving on to the masking portion of this video, which is going to show you kind of what areas you need to mask on calipers like this. An important thing to consider when doing calipers like these is the hardware, right? Some calipers have hardware that you can't see from the front, but like on these, but there are some Brembo brakes or other brands of calipers that you can see the tips of the bolts on the other side. You got to keep that in mind, because if you can see the tips of the bolts on the front of the calipers, you have to make sure you coat that. Now on these, it doesn't protrude all the way to the front of the caliper, so we'll just be coating them separately, and we don't have to worry about coating the tips of the bolts. Now I don't think I showed the coating of the bolts on this video, but it's pretty straightforward. You just want to sandblast them, then you want to put them on some cardboard, and you can spray them just like how you spray the calipers. Now you do want to blow off the threads just to make sure you don't have any excess powder on there, so when you go and rebuild the calipers, you have no issues and the threads don't get stripped. I'm not going to speed up the process in this masking just because I want you guys to kind of gauge the detail that goes into masking. You don't want to leave too much excess. You want to leave a nice clean sharp line along the edges, and on here you can see I leave a little bit of a tab, so whenever they're done being coated, you can just easily pull on that tab right there as I'm pointing at it, and you can easily just pull on it. You don't need no razor blade, and if you pull them off while they're a little warm, it's even easier. But I kind of do that just to help myself in the future, so whenever they're done, you don't got to worry about using a razor blade. Here I'm masking the areas where the brake pad slide and where the pistons go. Now this part is fairly easy. The only time consuming part is that you have to do it times 8. Now boom, here's what they look like once they're chromed out. On this specific caliper set, we're doing shocker yellow like I mentioned, so we got to spray chrome. Then right here you see we're throwing that shocker yellow, but it also needs to be clear coated. So we'll also be doing clear coat on top of the shocker yellow, which we probably don't show in the video just because it's basically the same process. just spray chrome, spray shocker yellow, spray clear coat. You want to fully cure the chrome, you want to partial cure the shocker yellow, you want to partial cure the clear coat, and then we're gonna lay some stencils down, as you'll see in the future here upcoming in the video. This is what they look like with the shocker yellow and with the clear coat. And as you can see, we're only spraying the front of the caliper because that's the only portion that's gonna be the logo is gonna be at. So we don't gotta worry about spraying the backs, the insides, because once we shoot the gloss black, it's gonna cover all that up. Now, we are doing these for Endless Motorsports, and they requested their own logo on these calipers, not Brembo, not anything else. They want their own custom logo on it. So we had to get these custom made to fit these caliper surface. They're providing me the file. We had to do some adjustments to make it fit. But here I'm laying down the stencil. I'm doing piece by piece. Right here you see we did the car logo separate, and then we did the Endless Motorsports also separate. This was just so we can adjust the distance between the two, and we can actually make it fit since we have limited room. Here all the calipers all stenciled out, all ready for the next stage, which is going to be spraying gloss black. Now this is going to be basically the most important step, and we have to be the most cautious. We spray the gloss black inside and out. You want to make sure you get 100% coverage, but you also don't want to go too thick because you will completely bury that sticker, and you won't be able to peel it off how we're doing it in the video. You want to just do a nice even light coat, but it's not light enough where it looks like crap. Here the calipers were cured to about 275 degrees. We pulled them out, and that just gives us enough bake on the powder where the powder will stay together, but we let them cool down also a little bit where we can handle them and where we can pull that sticker off. Here you see Zane pulling off the letters. Now this is very tedious work. This is the most crucial part of the whole process, and you have to make sure you're very careful, you take your time, and you have a clear understanding of what you're doing. Now if you mess up this part, chances are you're gonna have to redo the caliper, so you have to be very careful. But if you have to redo it, no big deal. Just throw it in the stripper, start the process all over again, and get better results. Here you'll see me doing it. I got a pair of tweezers that help me poke on the corner of the stickers and just catch it, peel it off. Now chances are if you undercure the powder, it's gonna come out rough. The edge is gonna pull off rough, and you'll probably have to restart all over again. So you want to get the caliper to right temperature, which for us, in our opinion, should be around 275 degrees, like I said previously. Then we let the calipers cool down, probably about to 140, 150, where it kind of allows the powder to still be a little bit flexible, but solid enough where it's not leaving like a kind of like a streak or like a gummy texture behind. As you can see, the sticker peels off quite well, doesn't leave behind any residue, and it leaves some pretty good lines. Now like I said, you'll notice that the gloss black on this caliper is not completely smooth, it's not completely glossy. That's fine, because you gotta keep in mind that the powder is only partially cured, it's only barely starting to melt. So once we're done peeling the sticker, we're gonna go ahead and throw them back in the oven for a full cure. Now here you'll finally see me start on the logo, which is the bigger portion. It's still the same process. It's just a little bit more tricky getting a hold of corner on this logo, just because it's a little bit thinner towards the ends. But once you get it and you're able to clip it, you just gotta make sure you grab it real good and just peel it off. Now you can see me here struggling a bit. That's fine. I'm just being careful that I don't want to scratch the surface. But boom, you see, once you got that sticker, you just pull it and it just leaves that shocker yellow in the background. Now the tricky portion of this is just getting it right the first time, since you basically only have one try. And there you go, that's the last piece. Now we just have to repeat this process 4 times on each caliper. So I'm sorry, 4 times, 1 time on each caliper. Then just kind of recorded some wheels that we were doing along the way, just to kind of show you guys, I guess, well, you know, while the calipers are baking, we like to touch on other projects. So these wheels were prepped. We masked the knurling on the barrels, masked the backs, and we're just throwing some white on these. Nothing too crazy, just to keep us busy while those calipers are in the oven. Here we have Zane spraying them, laying his magic on them. And with gloss black, you usually want to go pretty thick. You want to have a nice layer on there. We're using Summit White on these from Prismatic Powders. Here's what they look like all sprayed. Now we're just checking for light spots, make sure they're all evenly spread. Now after we check, then we just kind of let them chill while the calipers are out of the oven. They're just, you know, ready to be baked. Here's Zane spraying the last 2. And boom, here's how the calipers turned out. You see the gloss black is fully glossed out, fully cured. It smoothed out the edges on the logo. And they just came out absolutely incredible. Now, you too can get results like these if you're powder coating calipers. You just have to plan your project and execute it to the best of your ability. For example, some people may say, Caesar, why didn't you clear coat these when they were done? And the reason is because that would have caused the shocker yellow to stain the black, as we have tried in the past to clear coat shocker yellow with black on top, and it just doesn't work out. So that's kind of what I mean. You have to kind of learn, trial and error, and with experience you'll learn to also get results like these. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys learned a couple things. If you got any comments, leave them down below. Like, share, subscribe. You can follow us on Instagram. Peace.